Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this slide. It is talking to you guys about creditors and determining credit. And when when banks are loaning out money, they're not in it just they don't get to build these big nice buildings and hire all these people just because we all go deposit our money there. Banks have got to make money somehow. They can't pay the light bills and all those things without making money. So the way that they make money, and really good money, is by loaning money for the most part. And what happens when banks loan money is I go in to, say, a car dealership and I want to uh, purchase a new car or a new slightly used car, and I go in and I fill out a credit application, and I tell the bank about how much money I make, where I work, how long I've lived where I live, and then they're gonna pull a credit bureau FICO score on me. Now, everything's not based solely on this number that you see from 300 to 850, but a lot of it is because that's telling them, well, Kimberly pays her payments well, or Kimberly doesn't pay her payments well. It tells them how I pay my medical bills, if that's important that I pay that, how I pay my home mortgage, how I pay light bills and phone bills and things such as that might be reporting if I haven't paid those correctly. So it also tells them that Kimberly has got too much debt for her income or too little debt for her income, or she's right where she needs to be. So it gives the bank a good financial picture. Kind of look at it like a report card for your financial grade of how you have behaved with your finances over the course of a lifetime. And this starts when you guys, start out, 18, 19 years old. You can't enter into a contract until you're 19. So it would have to be, once you're 19 years old, or if you were under a loan with a parent or something, sometimes you can do that at 18. But most of the time at 19 years old and on after that, you'll start accumulating credit. And whether that be through credit cards, auto loans, student loans, anything like that, where you would be accumulating credit to report on that credit report. And so the banks are going to look at that. And when you go in to apply for a loan, let's say at an auto dealer, and the auto dealer is trying to get you approved for this loan, they're going to take a credit application on you and find out about your income and your payments and all of your information and where you work, how long you work there, where you live, how long you've lived there. And then they're going to pull this FICO score on you, and wherever you fall, the bank is going to base your rate on where you fall on this little chart here. And they have to use this to tell them what your financial life looks like, what your financial report card looks like. And they can't meet with me and see what kind of person I am and talk to me and know what kind of person. But even if they did, I could act like I was going to be a really good person that would pay my stuff on time and then not. Or I could kind of seem like I wasn't going to pay my things on time but be the one that does. So you can't always judge a book by its cover in these terms. You kind of got to get down to the nitty-gritty and judge it by what they've proven over a course of several years. And most things stay on your credit report 7 to 10 years, but I still have stuff that is on my credit report. It's positive reporting, but it's still out there, and it's stuff that's from a long time ago. So I have a credit card that's been closed for years, and it's still on our credit report. So some of those things just kind of hang around unless you clean them up yourself. And I just don't worry about it. If it was reporting negative, I might say something, but if it's not negative, I just leave it alone. But other things can help with your down payment, with your interest rate too. A down payment always helps. Shorter, if you decide to do a shorter term, sometimes that helps you to get a better interest rate. But also, you have to look. Usually, the people with the higher scores, 700s and above, those people are going to get really good interest rates, probably somewhere right now as low as interest rates are in the 5% and under range. But someone with, say, very bad credit in that 300 to 599 range, they're probably going to see an interest rate of anywhere from 10, 12% all the way up to 25, 26% interest on a car. And we're going to do a little bit of shopping with that on our activity a little bit later. But you guys are going to find that that's a lot of money difference. If you can get an interest of 5% as opposed to an interest of 20% on a vehicle, that could, you could have a whole lot more car for the payment that you're going to be paying instead of buying, having to buy a cheaper car because you can't afford the payment because it's going to be so high due to the interest that's going to be put on there. Fixed or adjustable rates are also important to look at. Adjustable or variable rates are not a good choice for payments of any kind, because a fixed rate means that if I take out a car loan and I get a fixed rate, that means that my loan is going to be 5% for the next 4 years or 5 years or 6 years even. Some people finance. I have heard of people financing 7 years. That's not a good idea. You want to do 5 or less. But if you do finance, it's 5% for those 5 years that you have your vehicle and you make those payments. But if I did an adjustable or a variable rate, that means that this year or this month it could be 5%, and then it could go up in 6 months and be 10%. And we don't want that. We want it to stay the same the whole time, because we don't want our payment to go crazy high, and we've got to figure out how to make that payment. So those are very important options that you need to understand, that this is what creditors look like. This is important, or what they look at, excuse me. This is important when you're going to think about borrowing money. And all of you are going to have to borrow money at some point in your life, unless you save every dime and you pay for everything with cash. And most all of you are going to have to purchase a home with credit. So you're going to want to have good credit when you have to do that.